it's disgusting to think about the fact that you could be bringing all of that into your home. Hey everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star, and today we're going to be talking about an unpopular reseller opinion. But before we get into the topic at hand, I just want to remind everyone that if you're new here or you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the thumbs up as you're watching. It really helps us out so much. It helps support what we do here. And if you're not a member of our Facebook group, it is called Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. It's a really great group to connect with other resellers in so that you can learn from each other and just make connections and friendships in the community. But let's get into the topic at hand. Washing thrifted items before you bring them in your home, photograph them, list them, ship them out to buyers. So do you wash everything you source or not? Today's unpopular opinion topic actually was inspired by an Instagram post. So I just want to give a quick shout out to Hugo and Tiffany from Sell Quick, Ship Quick. If you're not following them on Instagram, y'all absolutely should be. These two are a terrific power couple. I actually met them at eBay Open in 2018. They're just really great people. They just had a baby named Luca, who's so cute. And they give out a lot of really great tips and a lot of great information on their Instagram page pertaining to sourcing, thrifting, everything that goes along with the job of reselling. But also, Hugo is hilarious. And the content that he puts out, his videos and his reels are just, I laugh at every single one. They always brighten my day. He's hilarious. He's got great facial expressions. He's just a funny dude, and he has really good ideas for videos. But I also learned stuff from them as well. So you should follow Sell Quick, Sell Quick, Ship Quick. There you go. Tiffany and Hugo. I'm going to link in the description box the direct link to the actual Instagram post that inspired me to choose this as today's unpopular reseller topic. So the general consensus seems to be that most folks aren't washing thrifted items. The reasons I'm hearing are, I don't have time. People should be washing items when they buy them, so why should I wash them? One of my favorite ones I love to hear is people donate from their closets and not their hampers. And another one was people who do consignment. If they know who they're getting their clothes from, they know that they're clean people. I don't think any of those are reasons they're valid enough not to be washing the items you're thrifting. Let's talk about why. And this is going to get really gross. And I'm going to be disgusting and tell you exactly how gross other people are and why it is just not healthy to be bringing these items into your living space, into your home, if you're not washing them. Well, the first excuse is always, I don't have time. It's part of your business. You need to make the time. And if you don't have time to do any of the steps that's part of your business, maybe you shouldn't be a reseller. Hashtag tough love. But seriously, could you imagine sitting here and saying, I don't have time to source. I don't have time to ship. I don't have time to list. Washing and laundering the thrifted items that you're bringing into your home to sell should be part of your business. You've got to make time for all of the steps, and this should definitely be one of them. And it's not hard to incorporate it in if you have good routines and you have a schedule that you stick to and you have a good work ethic and you're following your routines every day. There is no reason why you don't have time for this. You could have a load of laundry in the washer and a load of laundry in the dryer all day long while you're working. If you do this full time, if you're doing this from home for 8 hours plus a day, you can have laundry going all the time. You can do laundry on your days off and just place it in a box and bring it up Monday, to work on. There's no excuse to not have time. I can't imagine anyone saying, I don't have time to source. I don't have time to list. You have time for all the things that your business needs. The other one was people should be absolutely washing clothes that you're selling them before they wear them. I agree. I even wash brand new clothing off the rack before I wear it, because we don't know who's touching stuff in the thrift. And that brings me to the other one of, well, people donate from their closet and not their hamper. And while that's generally true, people who donate their clothing to thrift stores are doing it when they're cleaning out their closet or they're cleaning out their dresser. So the clothes are clean. They're not going in their dirty clothes, but some people do. Okay. And people in general are disgusting and gross. And you don't know what they did to these clothes before they donated them. And then when they're there at the store, everybody and their brother is touching them. You don't know. And like I said, I'm going to get really graphic here because I want to get the point across of how important it is to clean things. Okay. You don't know who went to the bathroom and pooped and did not wash their hands and came out and touched clothing. Fecal matter is invisible, folks. You don't know who is picking their nose and touching stuff. You don't know who just sneezed or coughed into their hand and touched an item in the thrift store. So even if you could guarantee that the people donating it donated it clean, it is not clean when you bring it home. We're going to talk about bed bugs and dust mites and things like that in a minute too. But I wanted to really get across the germs, the fecal matter, the urine. I mean, people do things with their hands to themselves, and not everyone is clean and washes their hands. And they touch things in the thrift store. They try items on. Do you know that they just took a shower, or do they have stinky, rank pits and body odor and sweat and gross, dry skin flakes that there's so many things that could be on the clothing, and everyone is touching them. And they're sitting in a store where there's dust, and just it's disgusting to think about the fact that you could be bringing all of that into your home. Think about all the haul videos and all the thrifting videos you see where resellers bring in these huge hauls of clothing right into their living rooms. They've got the clothing all over the couches and the chairs. Some people work out of their bedrooms with it on the bed. You've just put all of the germs and everything all over. I don't understand why people don't wash these items. You don't know. The fact that people may donate them straight out of their closet and not their hamper, that doesn't mean they're clean. Then there's the people who say there's the sniff test or the eyeball. I look at it and I smell it. Okay, you looked at it. It didn't have any noticeable stains. That doesn't mean somebody didn't hack COVID or the flu or some other thing into their hand and touch it. You can't see that. You can't see germs. Germs are invisible. You know what else you can't see? Dust mites and bed bugs. So let's address that as well real quick. The thing with bed bugs, from everything I had to do research for, if you don't know, part of my job when I was in direct care before I became disabled and started to be a reseller, I worked in homes taking care of people with disabilities. And there's a lot of stuff you have to learn about and then make your research about when you're working in the homes of others and you're learning how to be clean, and you're learning how to keep everybody germ-free and healthy. And a lot of the girls I took care of did like to go to thrifts and stuff. So they made you take educational courses on everything from proper hand washing to bed bugs. But from what I understand about bed bugs is they can jump from clothing item to clothing item, and you can actually pick them up from something as benign as going to a movie theater if they have those cloth seats. Not so much the newer theaters with the leather seats, but back in the day they used to have the cloth seats. If somebody went to the movies and had bed bugs on their clothing that they brought from home, they could get into the seat, and the next person that's out there can get on you and you can bring it home. They will jump from clothing to clothing. They can't climb like plastic bags and stuff like that. So, if you are walking past crowded racks of clothing and something has a bed bug on it, it can get on you. I'm not trying to scare anyone. I said this is going to get real because I really want people to think about this. But if somebody unfortunately has a bed bug infestation and goes to the thrift store and they're shopping, those bugs are getting on the clothing and then you're bringing them home and laying them all over your house without washing them. Now you've got the bed bugs. This is the same with dust mites, the same way. And if the person who donated them, has it there's just too many instances of things that are not visible to the naked eye or that could sneak past or get into your home that really, really adds to the reasons of why you should be washing these clothing items. But also, you want to present them to your buyers or your potential buyers when you take your photos. You want to present them as nice looking, clean clothing. And when you ship them, they should be clean and they should smell nice. And they shouldn't have bugs or anything on them. Washing the clothes and drying them is enough to kill bed bugs, from what I learned. And there's laundry detergents out there like Persil that are great for bed bugs. Like they say I think they say on the container, I don't remember, but that's what we use. We launder everything that we thrift does not come into my home until it gets washed, and we use Persil on our thrifted items. So just a simple matter of washing and drying the clothing can get rid of any of these germs, these bugs, any of these things that you can't see. Now the stuff's clean. Some people will tell you that heat will kill bed bugs, which is true. So if you live like in Florida and you leave the stuff outside long enough, then yes, they would die off, but you've still got the potential of other germs and stuff. I think it's just a good idea to wash everything before you bring it into your home, because this is your home that you're bringing. Yes, we work from home and we all, some of us have office spaces or we all have an area where we work, but it's still your home and you're still bringing it into your home. And I don't imagine that any of us would want to bring anything gross into our home or get anybody sick or end up with bed bugs. People say, I don't have time to wash all these clothes. Well, it's more time intensive and very expensive to deal with? A bed bug infestation or everybody getting sick and you have to take time off work. When you're out thrifting too, make sure you're washing your hands constantly, consistently with proper hand washing techniques, sanitizing your hands. I try not to go too overboard with I got to come home and change my clothes right away and stuff. But when you think about it, you probably should be. The potential of picking up things when you're out is big, and that's why proper hand washing is really encouraged. The first thing that we do every time we come home from anywhere is wash our hands. We don't really get sick that often either. So I wanted to share, like I said, I'm going to link the thread that started the conversation, but there is a story in there that someone posted. You can read it for yourself, and it's public on Instagram, so I'm sure that it's okay that I share it. But they say, years ago, one of my consignment clients gave me 3 tubs of clothing. This is a person they knew. This is a consignment client that they knew, right? She was a clean person, clean house, clean kids. And back then, I photographed items on my carpet. I had a cat at the time who would lay on the carpet after I photographed. Long story short, my cat got a severe infection on her stomach, and it turns out all of the clothing had tiny dust mites not visible to the eye. After hundreds of dollars at the vet and cleaning my carpet, now everything stays in the garage, then gets laundered. No more cooties in my house. And I responded to this person with, I've never experienced anything like this, but it is exactly why I wash everything. You never know what could be lurking. From dried snot to bed bugs. No, thank you. It is just a part of our process and routines. So you just build it in as a process and a routine. I understand we're pressed for time. I understand people think they don't have time for this, but you have time to thrift. You have time to photograph. You have time to list. You have time to do your shipping every day. You have time to sit on Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and just scroll mindlessly looking at stuff. You have time for Netflix and TV. You have time to wash and dry thrifted items. Even this person who shared their story knew someone who was a clean person, ended up with dust mites and a sick cat because they put it right in their house on the carpet. That could have been bed bugs, and it could have been much, much worse. But what about new tags and Plush? Star, what do you do with those? I steam them. And that still takes care of sanitizing bed bugs, dust mites, and all of that. So we don't bring any of that directly into our home. Depending on where we've lived, this is like the third place we've lived in since we began reselling. We had a foyer we could keep everything in way downstairs at our old place here in Pittsburgh. In Florida, we put everything on the lanai and the heat. And here we have a garage, like a basement and a laundry room on the first floor that's nowhere near the living areas. And we just put everything in there. We keep it in our trunk, and we take out one bag of clothing at a time to put in the washer and dryer. And the Plush in new tag stays either in the trunk or the garage until I can steam it and then bring it in. Shoes, I always lined up either in the foyer or the garage, outside somewhere, Lysol them down real good before I bring them in. When I did shoes, if they were muddy or dirty or needed cleaning, they got cleaned outside. Remotes get cleaned in a garage or outside. So we don't bring any of this stuff in our home until it's clean. Because I've heard horror stories. I learned so much about bugs and germs and all of these other things when I was in the healthcare field that I feel like I know too much. So I really have to be extra cautious because it grosses me out. But here's the biggest point, guys. In eBay's actual policy that we all agreed to, right? We all signed up to be eBay sellers, and we all said that we read their policies and the user agreement, whether we read it or not. Some people just click through, but you agreed to it. And their policy specifically says that all items must be clean. All items must be washed and cleaned before you send them. So anybody who's got a big enough following on social media that's out there publicly touting or bragging that I don't wash everything, be careful. Because if you piss somebody off or the wrong person wants to troll you, they can get you in trouble in hot wire with eBay if you're publicly admitting that you don't wash these things. We do. I don't just say it because I'm a public figure or whatever. We do. And I have friends who can attest that I am a super clean person and a germaphobe. But I think even if it wasn't a policy, I would do it. I just want to make everyone aware that things can happen. You can think it's clean. It can smell fine. It can come from somebody you know. And like the example I read you can end up with just gross things in your house. And I think what bothers me the most is where people, it's your home. If you have a warehouse way away from your home and you're bringing stuff in there, that's a different story. But I don't know. I just suggest that you clean everything just in case. You never know what's lurking on the clothes. Germs, dried snot, fecal matter, somebody who went and peed all over their hands and didn't wash them, somebody who scratches their butt, somebody who picks their nose, digs the earwax. I mean, I can get grosser if you'd like, but people do all of these things with their hands, and then not everyone washes their hands, and then they touch everything. You don't know what the homes are like that these clothes are coming out of. Just because somebody donated it out of the closet and not the hamper doesn't mean that somebody doesn't have bed bugs or roaches who are pooping on their roach poop on everything. You don't know. And most things are invisible. So I don't think any of us should be bringing these things into our house and laying them on our furniture. Even if you're just bringing it into your office, it's gross. It's gross. This is a hill I will die on, and I would die on this hill before I died on the race to the bottom hill, to be honest. This is something that I am adamant about, and I'm not here to judge anyone or tell you that you personally are gross because maybe you've never thought about it in this way. But think about it in this way. But I'm not like, oh, you're gross. No, it is gross, not you. What could be on those clothes, just the general way that most people are, it is gross. So think about it before you bring it into your house without washing it. Let me know what you think in the comments. I have a feeling I'm going to get a whole lot of defensive backlash, but that's fine. that's what these videos are for us all to talk about our different opinions on unpopular topics or topics that have absolutely two different camps in it. I will add that I did see in those comments that there were people who said that they never wash their thrifted items that come from thrift stores, but they always do the bins. And I think that's important too, because the bins can be pretty grody. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Go be productive. Go make some money. Thanks for watching. Bye.